Hi everyone, a very good morning. So for today I'm going to show you a demonstration for the practical number 3, BP131, Routes of Drug Administrations. So for this practical, I'm going to show you 4 different routes of drug administration, which are the oral routes, the subcutaneous injection, or we call as SC, intramuscular injection, or we call as IM, and also intraperitoneal injection, or we call as IP. And we're going to use the ketamine as our drugs for today. And after the injection of the drugs, we're going to monitor the mice for a few minutes and going to record the duration of the drug effects after a few minutes. So without any further ado, we're going to show you how to take the weight of the mice by using the pen balance here. So now we're going to measure the weight of the mice before we're going to inject the mice. So before taking the weight of the mice, we're going to reset the pen balance by clicking on the tab button here. And then from that, we're going to transfer the mice from here directly into the beaker. So how to transfer the mice is you need to grab the tail of the mice like this. Okay, and then I'm going to transfer them directly into the beaker. And from here we need to measure or going to record the weight of the mice, which is 44.1. Okay, so this is the template for the first mice for the oral routes. So this one for the mice number 1 for the oral routes, and the weight is 44.1. Okay, this one in gram. And then after that, we're going to label the tail of the mice. So this one, because this one is a mice number 1, then we're going to label it as line 1 like that. So this one indicate as mice number 1. And also we're going to proceed with the mice number 2 for the subcutaneous injection, number 3 for the IM, and number 4 for the IP. So before we proceed with the injections, first we need to calculate the volume needed for injection by using this formula. So this is the basic formula on how to calculate the volume needed for injections. So dose of the injection, which should be in milligram per kg, times body weight, which should be in kg, equal to concentration, which should be in milligram per ml, times the volume of injection, which should be in ml. So we need to find out what is the volume needed for injection here. So dW equal to CV. We need to find out what is the V. So V equal to dose times body weight divided by concentration. So the dose we're going to use for today's experiment is 150 milligram per kg. This is the dose for injection, and the concentration that we prepare for the ketamine is 50 milligram per ml. Okay, so for the first mice, just now we already record the weight for the first mice, which is 0.044 kg. So we need to convert the weight of the mice to kg. Okay, and then we need to substitute the value into the formula. We need to find out what is the volume. So the dose should be in 150 milligram per kg. So 150 times the weight. Okay, the weight of the mice is 0.044. Okay, and then divided by the concentration of the drug is 50. This one here, 50. So we need to put 50 here. So from here we need to find out what is the volume needed for injection. So after we calculate the value here, the volume needed for injection is 0.132 ml. So we need to inject the ketamine at this value directly into the mice. So after calculation, this is the volume that we get for the injection. So this is for the oral. we got around 0.13 ml for the oral. For the subcutaneous injection, we get around 0.13 ml as well, and for the IM, we got around 0.132 ml. And lastly, for the IM, this one for the IM, we also got this one for the IP, sorry, we got around 0.14 ml for the IP. So before injection, you need to transfer the drugs. This is the ketamine drugs that we already prepared, 50 mg per ml, and we need to transfer the drug directly into the syringe here. Okay, so for the first one, for the oral, so this one should be 0.13 ml, so we need to transfer the drug directly into the syringe. So we also need to remove the bubble from the syringe. As you can see here, we have the very big bubble here, so we need to remove it from the syringe. Okay. Then we need to transfer. This is we call as the oral feeding needle. We're going to use for the oral feeding. So we're going to need to push the drugs all the way up. Okay, and from here we need to adjust the volume into 0.13. Alright, so now already 0.13 ml. And now we're going to proceed with the injection. So first we're going to teach you how to grab the animal. So normally to grab the animal, we're going to grab the skin starting from here. We need to bring the skin forward until it reach here, and then when our finger reach this part of the animal, then we're going to grab using our finger. Normally we can use these 3 fingers to grab our animal. So we're going to do it again. 3, 2, 1. We're going to push the skin up, then we're going to grab the skin of the animal. Then what you need to do, you need to transfer the needle directly into the mouth. Until it is showing the gate reflex. Then from here you need to directly inject the drugs directly into the mouth. So normally after injection, you need to check for any leaking. So make sure that there is no leaking, the drug leaking from the mouth or from the nose. So after that, you need to put the mice directly into the tray and turn on the light as well. And you need to record the time for injection. So we need to look at our watch, and now it's already at 10:32 AM. So we're going to record the time of administration here. We have the time of administration to record the current time. And from here we need to monitor the mice for a few minutes and see whether the mice is like losing their reflex, it's like losing their balance. And after the mice are losing their balance, then you need to record again the time, the current time, which is this one, the time of losing reflex. Okay, so you need to record what is the current time when the animal are losing their reflex. So after a few minutes of injection, as you can see here, this one for the mice number 1, it's already like showing the sign of loose reflex. As you can see from the way the mice walking, is like not balanced anymore. If you push the mice like this, it's like having the hard time to walk again, as you can see over there. So this is the sign of the animal is like losing their reflex. Okay, it's not able to walk properly. and the way it's walked is like in balance. So from this moment you need to record the current time when the animal is like losing their reflex. So now we're going to proceed with the second injection, which is subcutaneous injection. So the volume needed for injection is around 0.13 ml, as you can see here. So we're going to fill up the drugs again into the syringe. Okay, and as usual, need to remove all the bubbles from the syringe, and then going to put the needle. This is the needle that we're going to use for the injection. This one is 27 gauge needle, as you can see here. And as usual, you also need to fill up the drugs into the needle as well. Make sure that there's no bubble available inside the string. Okay, then after that we need to fill up. We need to adjust the volume up to the desired volume, which is 0.13 ml. Okay, so for this one we're going to use the mice number 2. So we're going to take the mice from this cage. So we need to find out which one is the mice number 2. This one, mice number 2. So we need to look at the tail, labeled as mice number 2. So now we're going to proceed with the subcutaneous injection. So for the subcutaneous injection, we need to inject at the loose skin. Normally we're going to inject at this area, the skin area, because this skin area is quite loose, easier for us to grab and easier for the needle to pierce through the skin. So as usual, we need to grab the animal. Okay, and then we need to apply the alcohol swab at the injection area. Okay, right, and then we need to pierce through the needle at the injection area, which is around here. You can feel the skin. Right, then we're going to transfer the mice into the tree as well. And then we need to monitor the mice for a few minutes until it lose their reflex. So this is for the second mice, as you can see here. The way like he's walking also looks imbalanced, and if you try to push him, they also like losing their reflex as well. They're unable to walk normally. So this is the time that you need to record when the animal is like losing their reflex. So now we're going to proceed with the third injection, which is the intramuscular injection. So similar like the previous injection, we're going to inject 0.13 ml of ketamine directly into the muscle. So this is the location of the muscle that we're going to choose, which is around the thigh area. So before injection, you need to apply the alcohol swab at the injection area. So as you can see here, this is the muscle that I'm going to inject. Okay, and we need to be careful not to inject at the sciatic nerve, which is around this area as well. So you need to inject like a little bit upper part of the thigh, which is around this area. Then after that, we're going to transfer the mice to the tray, and we're going to monitor the mice for a few minutes to see whether we have any kind of reflex happen after a few minutes. So this is the mice number 3. They're still not showing any losing a reflex yet. So in the meantime, while waiting for this, we're going to proceed by showing you this parameter, which is the time of waking up. Okay, so you need to record the time of waking up for the animal as well after they fall into the losing reflex state. Okay, so after a few minutes, we're going to record the time for the animals to waking up. So as you can see from here, so this is the mice number 1. So he's already waking up, they're able to walk again. For the mice number 2, they're still in the unconscious state, as you can see here. So now we're going to proceed with the injection number 4. Okay, so the volume needed for injection is 0.14 ml. So next we're going to proceed by grabbing the animal using the same method as the previous injection. Okay, so for the IP intraperitoneal injection, we're going to inject it at this area, at the peritoneal space. And before that, we need to apply the core swab as well at the injection area. Okay, so we're going to inject it here. So after injection, we need to transfer the animal into the tray, and we need to observe the animal for if the animal is losing their reflex. So this is for the mice number 4 for the IP injection. So as you can see here, after a few minutes, the animal is already become unconscious. It's already losing their reflex. He's unable to wake up anymore and unable to stand on their feet. So this is the current time, and we need to record the time the animals is losing their reflex. And we need to wait for another few minutes until the animals start to wake up, and you need to record for this time of waking up. Okay, so you need to record the time of losing reflex, which is current time, and then you need to record for the time of waking up, which is after a few minutes of injection. So that's it for today's practical. And after that, you need to compare these 4 different injections. You need to find out which one is the most efficient injections between these 4, based on the duration of the drug effect and also based on the duration of the onset.